Page 42, Romance. A very famous little piece by Schumann. There's 3 romances, and this is number 2. It's a beautiful piece. In this lesson, they're introducing another type of accidental. We've had the 3 most common accidentals, the sharp, flat, and the natural. But we also have a double sharp. And in music, the double sharp sign is simply an X. They show it there. And you'll see it in the music. Measure 9 in the upper staff, the half note. You have an X in front of that F sharp because F is sharped. And so you simply take it up again. So an F is here, an F sharp is here, and an F double sharp is here. You just sharp it again. You just take it up 2 half steps. That's all a double sharp does. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. And you're saying, well, why don't they just use a G? Well, what's the problem with that? And the answer is, again, it has to do with harmony and music theory. Because when we build chords, we're dealing with note names. And in this chord here, and so I got to stick with the F. And so I just sharp it again and make it a double sharp. That's really the harmony, the sound I'm after. Basically, it's what it's about. Let's look this over. It's 2 pages long. We have basic clef on both stabs now, and you might get treble clef occasionally, but just keep in mind it's bass clef on both stabs. And there are 6 sharps in this. Well, 6 sharps, well, what key is that? Well, it's an F sharp major. You're using all the black keys, plus you have an E sharp. An E sharp. Everything is sharped but the B. So just think sharp everything except the B. Or go learn the scale for this. Actually, the scale I covered in the videos, I covered G flat major, which covers the same keys on the keyboard. G flat major has 5 flats. But it's the same fingering, it's the same feel as F sharp major, which has 6 sharps. They overlap. And 3/4 time signature, let's do it 1 hand at a time. Just make sure you just understand everything is sharped but the B. Measure 9, it's here. 1, 2, 3, 1. Remember the B's not sharp. And on measure 10, they give you an F sharp, a sharp sign. If they don't need it, it'd be an F sharp anyway, because that double sharp's only good for that measure. So it's here, but it doesn't hurt being in there. And then at measure 14, you have a D double sharp, which is here. Here. Measure 28, you're here. And then treble clef. And then carry on, you're in treble clef. So work it out. You're up here a lot in this key signature, but it's okay because you're playing mostly black keys. The only white key you're playing is the B, occasionally. Or an F double sharp. Well, I forgot that too. Left hand, well, let's see, you're down here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. This rhythm is everywhere. I'm trusting by the time you get to this level you can read the notes and the rhythms okay. I don't really need to be spoon feeding you this like I have been in the previous lessons. So let's put the hands together. It's okay to hesitate at first. So it's just 8th note pulse throughout. 1 and 2 and 3. Throughout, it's an 8th note pulse until you get over to around, measure 26, 27. Let's go to measure 27. You're here. That's the only time the rhythm really changes much for you. Now once I have the hands more or less working together, then I'll go back through it pieces of it a little at a time and work out the hesitations. So it's a steady eighth note pulse throughout, 1 and 2. And then as far as the articulation goes, this is very connected. You can lift up for the phrasing. That's a phrase. Now lift up. Lift up. For the most part, the phrasing are about every 4 measures, but listen to the music. If you feel like it's a thought, a musical thought, you can lift up before and after it. The pedal will probably cover it up, but we'll get to the pedal later. Go like measure 25. Let's connect all this. Here, and then you can lift up, because this is the climax of the piece, and then you can lift up and keep going. So forth. Try and connect it as best you can. The pedal will help us, but I still want to try and connect it with the fingers if I can. Now, as far as the dynamics go, it goes to the melody, which is the right hand. We want to hear that song. It's more like a swell up and back down. Come down. It's like you're shaping the phrase here too, and that's all. That left hand's just got to stay out of the way. So follow the dynamics they've got. Overall, it is pretty quiet. I would not get loud, because like in the first line, you only need to go about a moderately soft, just from soft to moderately soft and back down, until you get to the climax, and that's around measure 28, the crescendo, because here you're around moderate, you're soft, actually soft. Louder. That's the right hand. And let that die away a bit. And then when it's ready, take your time. You're soft in the right hand, very soft in the left. Very gentle. As far as the speed goes, about where I've been playing it actually. Yeah, it's a 1, 2. You don't want these half notes to drag, but these eighth note pulses in the left hand will keep you entertained. Not that speed. Now, you do get a few ritardandos or poco ritardando. Look at measure 16, you're slowing down here. And then an odd tempo measure 17 means take off again. Like you were at the beginning. And then at the end, you get ritardando and diminuendo, so you can slow down. Now in the actual piece, in interpreting it, we tend to speed up a little bit around measures 28 and 29, because it's getting agitated, and we just kind of speed it up a little bit. Just go here, and then kind of calm down, and then back to what you were doing sweetly. You get in it and you start feeling it. There's all kinds of recordings that I think I even did one on the other channel, but listen to the professionals, and if you're going to listen to other people, listen to several. Don't just listen to 1 or 2, because they'll interpret it differently, and it's interesting to see the differences, to hear the differences, I guess. I don't know. Unless you can see sound. No. Now they've added pedal, and we need pedal here. We want to connect this, and we want the overtones. It's going to be legato pedal, but we're only, for the most part, only pedaling the first 2 beats of the measure. We're lifting up on the 3rd beat. It's going to be live pedal. The notes go down first and then the pedal. And as I play the 3rd beat, I lift up. But I want to connect this. I want all that connected. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change pedal on the 3rd beat of every measure. So I'm going to pedal every measure, every beat, but I'm changing the pedal here. Change, 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 change. Because I want the overtone overtones throughout the whole thing. And that's how I'm interpreting it. You can interpret it if you do it the way the book is. So you're not connecting everything, and you don't have the overtones on the third beat. If you want to hear the phrasing, then you have to adjust the pedal so you can hear the phrasing. Like the last two measures of the first line. If I want to hear the phrasing, I go lift the pedal up so we get just a speck of silence. Phrase. See, on measure 10, I had to change it on every beat there to keep the melody clean. Listen carefully to the effect the pedal is having to the sound and keep it clean if you can. I do a change pedal at the end because we're getting very, very, very soft, and I want to lose all the rest of that sound here. If I don't do a change pedal, all that sound stays on, but if I can just let the pedal up, it gets rid of a lot of those other notes and makes it a little softer. Let's play this together slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. Actually, when you get to this level, you really don't need to play with me so much. You should pretty much know if you're getting the right notes and rhythms or not. But we'll do it anyway. And I will leave out the pedals because you can hear the notes better without the pedal. And do it one hand at a time if you need to. Now learn it first before you do it with the play with me. Don't try and learn it in the play with me. This defeats the purpose. So I'll give us 3 counts. Now because we have an 8th note pulse going throughout, I'll put the metronome on 8th notes. We're going to take this really slow. I'll give us 3 quarter note counts to come in, but the metronome is beating 8th notes. 1 and 2, 1. That's how slow we're going to go. 1 and ready and go and 1. whole